morning. I'd like to talk to you just for a few minutes about the impact of negative stress responses on our daily quality of life and our bodies. And this is really important information because there are strategies and tools that we can use to help mediate those stressors that come up, whether they be real or imagined. And I'd like to start out with a story first. And this story will illuminate exactly what I'm talking about. It provides a very clear example of someone who had these negative stress responses and didn't have the tools to navigate through them. So I'm going to be telling you a true story, and this story is about one of the people who I coach. And what brought her to coaching was this very experience that I'm going to be sharing with you right now. So for the purpose of this story, I'm going to call her Mary. So Mary currently works and has worked for many years for a big corporation, very well-known corporation. She is a manager of people. She appears incredibly confident. She manages a significant amount of people. She's a great leader, a great team builder. Her performance reviews are always excellent. She's jovial, kind, the perfect employee. So Mary had been with this company for a significant period of time when there was a posting for a job that she really wanted. She had wanted this job for many years, but it was not available. It became available and she was really excited, and so she decided she was going to apply for it. She applied for the job, but as soon as she got the phone call to tell her that the interview had been scheduled, she reported to me that she started to feel queasy in her body, that her hands grew cold, her feet grew cold, that her heart was palpitating, and she immediately brought up images that were negative. In fact, she saw herself sitting in front of the person that was going to be interviewing her, and she couldn't find her voice. She was nervous. She had images of her not being able to speak coherently or articulately. She reported that when she would go home at night, she would ruminate. She was not able to kind of regulate her emotions. She would sleep and dream about failing the interview. And this consumed her. These negative stress responses consumed her. She said that she felt stressed all the time. So the day of the interview, Mary actually declined the interview because the stress responses were so emotionally charged that she couldn't go through with the interview. And that really impacted the quality of her life for 6 months, but it did lead her to getting coaching. So I want to share with you what exactly was happening in Mary's body while this was happening to her. And I'm going to try and make this as simple as possible and as plain as possible, but it's really important information for you to understand. In our bodies, we have a nervous system. I'm sure you all know that. And it's called the autonomic nervous system. And it is the system in the body that really regulates emotions and regulates how we respond to different stimuli that is considered a threat. In Mary's case, just the notion of going to an interview really was threatening to her. So in a case like that, what happens, there are two branches of the nervous system. The first branch is the sympathetic nervous system, and that branch really regulates threats. So if it perceives a threat, it gets you ready to fight or flight. It's really a primitive type of response, and it's connected to the limbic system of the brain. So when a threat is perceived, doesn't have to be real, but when a threat is perceived, how you respond is regulated by the sympathetic nervous system. Now, what Mary didn't realize is that she could have activated the parasympathetic nervous system, which is the nervous part of the nervous system that is like a brake. It kind of slows you down, slows your responses down, and gives you an opportunity to really just calm and relax. And it provides opportunity for you to imagine and create images that are more positive. It's directly connected to what we call the vagus nerve, which kind of sits in the gut. And people feel their nerves in the gut. So when you're able to activate the parasympathetic nervous system, you start slowing down. Now, the strategy that Mary didn't know how to pull from, which would have helped her in real time in a very short period of time, is understanding intentional breathing. Now, intentional breathing is a tool that allows one to begin to create a space of homeostasis. When you breathe deeply and you fill your lungs with air, slowly fill your lungs with air, and the air rises through the lungs at the top of the clavicles. The lungs go all the way to the clavicle, and you slowly release that air. And you're not thinking about whether or not you're doing it right. You're just breathing intentionally, and you're breathing slowly. And as you begin to do that, you start noticing in your body there is a shift, there is a change. You feel calmer. There's opportunity to bring in images that are more positive. And there's a lot of research out there that speaks to that. Mary has told me that had she had the opportunity to facilitate conscious breathing, breathing in awareness, that she thinks she would have kept that interview. There are tools that can help us enhance the quality of our lives, even in the midst of chaos. And one of the quickest ways to do that is with intentional breathing. It is a tool that I suggest people in the workplace use all the time, no matter what challenges are arising in their personal day or even at home. Breathing deeply, allowing your body to relax, taking a moment to see where you are in the moment, noticing your heart rate slow, noticing your pulse slow. It's a tool that will help navigate any crisis that comes along when you're not expecting it.